okay, I want to ask, it's going to be a very basic question,
Mhm.
but what is a brain injury, both minor and a major injury?
So a brain injury can come from all kinds of different sources, whether it's from an external blow to the head, so something that kind of hits the head and jars the brain around inside the skull and kind of physically damages it. Brain injuries can also come from swelling that occurs around the brain. So sometimes a stroke is considered a brain injury, where you may
Okay.
have either bleeding in the brain or lack of blood flow to the brain. All of those things can damage this kind of complex and vulnerable organ that we've got inside our skulls. So
Hmm.
whether it's from an internal or an external cause, anything that sort of damages these neurons inside of our brain is a form of brain.
Okay, so like
And
a
then they can
concussion.
be very severe. A concussion is considered a mild brain injury. So they can be sort of graded according to severity, and it's really based on how many of these, brain cells are damaged, or
Okay.
how widely the damage is spread across the brain. So a concussion type injury where the head is sort of hit from an external force and the brain, bounces around, there might be damage to multiple areas of the brain. So it's this
Okay.
sort of organ suspended in fluid inside the skull, and it can kind of bounce back and forth. And so damage can be focused. It can be just on a single portion of the brain, or it can be diffuse and sort of spread throughout the brain. So yeah, it's a lot to it. I guess goes into the idea of brain injury, and then it can take the physical effects can uh, take a lot of different forms as well.
Right.
So depending on the severity of the damage, the location of the damage, the physical effects that the client would have can be really, really diverse. It can be very focused, again, where in a stroke that affects a very specific portion of the brain, maybe you've got speech loss and then
Hmm.
nothing else, physical effects. Whereas in a diffuse injury, let's say where the brain sort of bounces around inside the skull and multiple areas are damaged, you can have a whole range of physical or cognitive or other types of effects. So everything that the brain does is potentially affected by a brain injury.